Good morning, years 5 and 6. As you can see, I'm back where I belong in the classroom. It's so good to be back. First thing I'd like you to do is have a look through this text. We'll read it together. And I want you to have a think while we're reading it. What is the purpose of this piece of writing? Because every writing has a purpose, whether it be to entertain people, to inform people. If you're writing a recipe, you're instructing somebody how to do something, or you might be persuading somebody to do something. So have a think about what the purpose of this text is as we read through it together. Be reading it out loud as well at home with me. Read with me. Moon Hotel. Are you looking for an experience that is out of this world? If so, you must visit the luxury boutique Moon Hotel. This incredible, extravagant modern hotel is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that cannot be missed. Taking off from our base at Cape Kennedy in the USA, you will be blasted safely and comfortably into outer space. Travel in pure luxury over 3 memorable days to the Moon Hotel. Arrive fully refreshed, relaxed and full of excitement about what our unique hotel has to offer. Float effortlessly, I can't speak today, into our impressive foyer featuring several extraordinary crystal chandeliers, smooth marble floors and comfortable leather armchairs. You will be greeted with the warmest of smiles and friendliest of welcomes from all of the charming... Oh, my computer, why does it always do this? Okay, we'll do it this way. All of the charming, accommodating staff who have been trained to the very highest of standards. Okay, let's move to the next one. Maybe this one will work this way. Okay. No, it still cuts it off. If I go, that's fine. In need of a post-flight beverage or nourishment, sip the finest of wines and eat the tastiest of foods in any of our 3 lavish 5-star restaurants. Your every need will be attended to. If sleep is what you need, our soft king-size beds are the perfect place to get a fantastic night's sleep. All our rooms are fitted with gravity devices, air filters and the latest technology. Imagine waking up to the sight of Earth from 239,000 miles away in the comfort and luxury of your Moon Hotel room. What are you waiting for? The first 100 passengers to book a room at the Moon Hotel will receive a 10% discount. So, what do you think the purpose of that text is? Is that piece of writing, was that designed to entertain you? You might have enjoyed reading it, but was the purpose of it to entertain you? No, it wasn't, was it? Is it giving you instructions for something? Are you going to make something from this? Or do something based on this? No, not really, are you? What about informing you? Well, you can say it's informing you about the Moon Hotel, but what's it really trying to do? It's trying to persuade you, isn't it? Hopefully that's what you picked up on. Okay. So with that in mind, here is your learning intention for this week. So Monday the 22nd of February is the date, and your learning intention is, can I use persuasive features in my writing? Pause the video, get that written down and then restart when you're ready to move on. So I'm going to put the text that we've just read on the board again. And I want you to see if you can spot any examples of rhetorical questions or exaggerated language. These both are techniques that are used by writers to persuade people to do something. So I'm going to put it on the board and I want you to have a little look. And there is a Padlet that's been set up for you to share any examples that you have found on the Padlet. And then we'll look at some tomorrow together. Okay, so pause the video, have a look at this screen, see if you can find any examples of rhetorical questions or exaggerated language there. Okay, pause again, have a look at this page. Can you find any examples? Okay, hopefully you found a few examples there. Now I'd like you to look at this sentence here. You'll be greeted with the warmest of smiles and friendliest of welcomes from all of the charming, accommodating staff who have been trained to the very highest of standards. Okay. What words in that sentence there help it make it seem like the best place to go? And I'll give you a clue. There's 2 words there that really make it seem like it's better than another hotel perhaps that's on the moon. What makes that one better than the other? What words tell you that that one's better? Pause the video, have a think, and then restart when you're ready to look together. Okay, So there are two words, I said. We have warmest of smiles. Warmest, so the warmest of smiles, and the friendliest of welcomes. Because the writer could have said you will be greeted with warm smiles and friendly welcomes, okay? But what we're trying to say, the writer's trying to say here, that the smiles are the warmest you can get. You can't get them any better, any warmer elsewhere, okay? Now, these two words have a special name for them. They are types of adjectives, okay? And they're called superlative adjectives. So I'll write that word up here for you because it may be a word that you haven't heard before. Superlative adjectives, okay? And they're used to show that something is the greatest, okay, in a group. So there's lots of hotels out there, but this hotel is definitely the best because it has the warmest smiles and the friendliest of welcomes. Can you see what both of those superlative adjectives end in? That's right, they both end in est, okay? When we think about this word here, though, what might this be made from? The adjectives might be from friendly. Rather than saying friendly, so we might have said friendly welcomes, okay? What do you notice about the way that has been spelt? Because obviously friendly doesn't end in an I, does it? It ends in what? That's right, ends in a Y. So what's happened when we add, before we add the suffix est to the end, we're changing the Y to an I and then adding the est. Okay? So what I'd like you to do next is have a look at these adjectives here. And I want you to pause the video and have a go at converting those into superlative adjectives. Okay? Now, a lot of those have est added onto the end. And remember, if they add in Y, there's a rule there. But not all of these, some of these you don't add est onto the end of them. Some of them you put the word most in front of. Okay? So have a look at those. Pause the video, have a go. Think to yourself, do I say the spectacularist? I don't, do I? I say the most spectacular. So see if you can work out which of those ones have most in front of them and which ones have est added to the end. And also think about those that end in Y. What have you got to do before you add the est? Okay, and then restart when you're ready to go through the answers. Okay, so we have great. So we do say greatest, don't we? Okay, so we're going to add, for this one, we're going to add est onto the end. Okay, and we say finest. Now that already ends in an E. So am I going to add est? No, I'm not, am I? I'm effectively taking the E away and then adding est. So here I've just got to add S and T. What about biggest? Okay, I need to add est, but actually, is that right? Does that look right? Doesn't look right to me. No, because actually I need to double the G to give that short vowel sound for the I, because actually I think that would be pronounced biggest. Okay, so to get my short vowel sound, I need to be doubling the G. Scariest. Now there's one that ends in Y. So what have I got to do? What have I got to change the Y to? I can hear you shouting I. Got to change the Y to an I and add est. Scariest. What about loveliest? Same again, isn't it? Change the Y to an I and add the est. And attractive. Do we say attractivist? No, we don't, do we? This one is one where we add most in front, so it would be the most attractive. What about wonderful? Wonderfulist? No, that's another one that is most. Okay. Spectacular. So we've already said, haven't we, that that is most spectacular. Cheap. Cheapest. We don't need to double the P for this one. Okay. Reasonablest? No. The most reasonable. And we have the perfectist. No, we say most perfect, don't we? You can hear that it doesn't sound right, can't you, if you add est. Thrillingist? No. Most thrilling. And most beautiful as well. say beautifulest, do we? Okay. Now I did see somewhere that was saying the rule was if you have 3 syllables in the word, so beautiful is 3, reasonable or 3 or more, reasonable is more than 3, isn't it? Spectacular, more than 3, wonderful and attractive are all more than 3. It was saying if you have more than 3 syllables, you had the word most. However, that doesn't necessarily apply to every word, because look, perfect has only got 2 syllables and thrilling has only got 2 syllables. But I think perhaps if it's got more than 3, then generally it is most rather than adding est on the end. But there are still some that are less than 3 syllables that become most. Okay, that's the end of today's English lesson. Hopefully you have picked up on some good persuasive techniques in the text that I showed you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow to go through some more language that has been used specifically to persuade the reader. Lovely to see you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.